The 1957 Mustang. A car that never was. But what if it had been? The scene transitions to archival footage of 1950s America. Drive-in diners, jukeboxes, and classic cars cruising down Main Street. In 1957, Ford was already a major player in the automotive world. The Thunderbird was turning heads, and the Fairlane was a family favorite. But the Mustang? That name wouldn't hit the streets until 1964. The camera cuts to a vintage Ford-designed studio, filled with sketches and clay models of cars that could have been. But what if Ford had introduced the Mustang 7 years earlier? What would it have looked like? A CGI rendering of a hypothetical 1957 Mustang appears on the screen. It has the bold fins of the era, a long, low body, and signature Mustang styling cues like the galloping horse emblem and tri-bar taillights. It's not as far-fetched as it sounds. In the mid-1950s, Ford was experimenting with smaller, sportier cars. Concepts like the Ford Allegro hinted at what was coming. Imagine if the Mustang had arrived early, competing with the Chevrolet Corvette from day one. If the Mustang had been released in '57, it would have likely had a Y-block V8, maybe even the 312 Thunderbird Special. It would have been a little heavier, a little flashier, more in line with the design language of the time. The screen shifts back to the CGI rendering, showing different possible colors and trims. A deep red convertible, a sleek black hardtop, a two-tone blue and white coupe. The voiceover continues. Would it have been a success? Maybe. But the truth is, the timing of the real Mustang's release in 1964 was perfect. The baby boomer generation was coming of age, and they wanted something fresh, something different. The Mustang we know and love was born at exactly the right time. The camera returns to the garage, where the covered car sits once more. A hand pulls the cover completely off, but instead of a 1957 Mustang, it's a pristine 1965 model. The Mustang wasn't meant for the 1950s. It was built for the 1960s, for a new era of drivers. And maybe that's why it became the legend it is today. The screen fades to black as the Mustang's engine roars to life. The words, "What if?" appear on the screen before transitioning to the channel's logo and a call to action.